and I've got a rear door to go onto the Grandland. As we can see, this one is knackered. The door panel off, and then window swapped over into the new door. Right, I'll get on and fit that door. Dilly dilly. So that is the Grandland finished. The new valve, new wet belt, full service. Runs really well. No fault codes, no engine management light. Well, good morning, and what a fine morning it is. So today, I'm going to get the Cadillac started. Don't get too excited. It's getting started for the only reason to drive it out of the garage, so I can get this in to get the engine and gearbox out. Yeah, to get the gearbox off, which I was attempting to do yesterday, you've got to drop the subframe, so it's going to be easier lifting that engine and gearbox out. Plus, once it's out, the work I've got to do, I change the piston rings, is going to be a lot easier with the engine out, because I'll be able to put it on my engine rotator. So to that end, yeah, I've got to get this Cadillac out. I've got to clear all the stuff from underneath it, on top of it. Yeah, the stuff that I've got in here, which is what I've started to take off that. So a bit of work to do just to get to the point I can actually start the Caddy and get it driven out. And then it's just a bit of a chew trying to swap it all running, because, yeah, I've got to move all that out the way. And I'm either going to move that across it, but bear in mind this doesn't move. I've got to push it by hand or pull it by tow ropes or whatever. So I can get it pulled up out the drive all right, I guess. Drive the Cadillac out and put the Cadillac there, and then just this will freewheel straight into the garage. Yeah, so I can lift it out with my engine crane, which sits there. Pity it wasn't at the pity it wasn't outside here on a bar. That might be something for the future, actually. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, cracking on, dilly dilly. Right, so that's me and George sorted the Caddy out, ready to rock. Took everything off her from on top and underneath. The Grandland, I just need to get the wheels on. Plan is we're going to pull the Grandland up using our lasses cart at the top of the drive. We're going to start the old girl, hopefully, drive her out, and she's going to go there. As you can see, the bus has miraculously disappeared. Bit of Paul Daniels there. So, let's crack on, dilly dilly. Ah, you can't beat the smell of a V8, like. Anyway, as I say, we're going to lift the gearbox and engine out in a wanna, which means we've got to take this off. I've been thinking about it. Rather than disconnecting all of the washers and stuff, I might just take it off its hinges and rest it back on the windscreen and basically put a strap all the way around it. Whatever. It just gives us enough space to lift the engine clean out. So things I've got to do, I basically just got to get to the point where I'm going to leave it sat on the engine mounts either side. So everything else has got to get disconnected. So I've got to take the exhaust off, which I can disconnect from the bottom. I'll probably take the catalytic converter off because it'll give us a bit of space. I will have to take the inlet manifold off, which is down here. Yeah, it doesn't take that much doing. I've had it off before, as we know. Again, that'll give us space as well, because I haven't got much space. For all it's a big car and a big engine bay, again, it's just a shit design. You know, look at the space between there and there. So, you know, I mean, I could maybe... No, you can't. I might be able to. I might be able to take that bit off, that scuttle panel, because it looks plastic. Fantastic. So, yeah, if I can get that off, I wouldn't even need to take probably the inlet manifold off. We'll see. But yeah, I'll have a go at that now and just see if I can actually get that off. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. It does have aircon, but it is got no gas in it, so I'm free to just disconnect the lines for the aircon from the compressor. There's a couple of hoses around the back here which go to the heater matrix. Disconnect them, And then I'm pretty much, apart from a couple of electrical connections, pretty much in a position then to lift her out. So, once I've got it to that point where it's just on them two mounts, we're then going to reverse the car up. As I say, use Lisa's car to pull this back, drive the caddy out. The caddy's going to go here, and then we're just going to roll this back into the garage, in position, hood off, or bonnet. I've been sat with the Cadillac too long today, so take the bonnet off, and then yeah, we're ready to attach to the crane and lift her out, so we can look forward to that. Right, that'll only take a couple of seconds on this video, in fact pretty much instantly, so I'll be in a position where I can lift this out, so I'll get back to you then. Bye. Okay, so she's nearly ready to go into the garage. Drive shafts are disconnected, took the scuttle panel off, disconnected the aircon pump from the engine rather than break into the lines, just in case there was argon gas still in there. I've got a couple of fuel lines to take off. I've took the rear mount off, the exhaust disconnected at the bottom. Got a couple of electrical connections to take off, two coolant pipes, the boost pipes, and then that's pretty much it. She's ready to lift. So it'll be a case now of moving the car out of the way, getting the caddy out, etc., doing the swap. So a little bit of work to do. However, I have seen a couple of tricks on YouTube, and when basically you snap your fingers, you jump to the point that you need to be next. Let's try it. Well, as if by magic. I mean, that just saved me like an hour and a half's graft at least. Worked a treat. So, we're in. Got the leveler on there. Just going to get rigged up now, ready for a lift. Do have two things to remember. There's a cable down here connected to the gearbox. I need to take that off. And the oil feed, hydraulic oil feed for the hydraulic clutch. Just need to disconnect that. And then take the weight, disconnect the last of the engine mount, and then we're ready to start lifting. Get in. Dilly dilly.
The beast is on the move.
Okay, so a bit of an adjustment, and she's running sweet again. Yeah, so she's parked up there now. She can sit there for maybe it's only a day. It's time now to bring that Grandland down. Yeah. Right, looking good, looking good. Could look better after another 15 months, but never mind. Dilly dilly. Right, here we go, ready for the lift. We've angled it a little bit, so hopefully it'll come straight out. Bit of luck.
Keep going. That's it. Keep going. Right, there.
Yeah?
It's past there.
Past there?
Yep.
Right, I think we're alright. There's a little connection on here I've got to get past.
This is sound, son.
I don't have that connection. There, can you just drop the car back a bit? Just pull the chop out.
Oh, that's harder than easier done than said.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
Well, yeah, I'll pull it, take the weight off it, and you take it out.
Oh, right.
Got it?
Yep.
That's it. That's it.
There you are, you send. Yep.
Shoe on that, didn't
Well,
you'll have to shoe on it back in.
get in.
Oh, yeah. She's out. Hey, Dilly. I've just got to push it back. That's one. Right, we can
Rocking on its own.
strip the gearbox off now, and then put this on the engine mount, and then that's it. Start stripping.
Yeah.
That's easier than trying to get that gearbox off in the car.
Oh, hello.
Great. See you soon. Dilly dilly. Right, that is gearbox off. Whew, bit of a mish. A lot easier doing it when it's out though. So, next thing is get it mounted onto the engine stand. Then I can get it took off the winch. Strip the top end down and the bottom end. Dilly dilly. So I've took the clutch and flywheel off, and just to show you why the gearbox has to come off and the clutch and flywheel, it's for these two little 8mm bolts. Because what you've got to do is get, if you have a look, see you have the sump pan here, but then you have another bolted on part, like piece of metal here, all the way around. So it's like an additional sump, if you like, but it's not a sump, that's your sump. So you can get all the ring of bolts out all the way around to take this off. The reason you need to do that is to get to the big end bearings to be able to take the pistons out. But these two bolts here on the inside holding this plate on stop you from taking that part of the sump off, or that part of the bottom of the engine, if you like. So all that extra work for them two, which is why I didn't do it in the first place. I just took a chance that, you know, new valve would have sorted the problem and hey ho, away we go. But no, it definitely needed them rings doing. Hence we are where we are now. Anyway, just thought I'd point them out. Dilly dilly. Okay, head is now assembled. All time and done. Yeah. Bit of a mare. So what I had to do to set the timing was put it back on the engine hoist, take it off the engine stand, put the flywheel back on, because you need the flywheel on, and I've temporarily put that part of the engine sump, if you want to call it that, back on, because the timing tool had to go through, into there. You see that just protruding there and go into the back of the flywheel. And that's basically what sets the crank at top dead centre. So, wasn't too much of a chew, but just a little bit of additional work there to set that. So once I'd done that, I could then put the camshafts on, time that up, get the time belt on. I've rotated it by hand, everything's good, reassembled all the top end again, put it back on the engine stand. So now we're just waiting of the bolts, 6 of them, for the big end bearing caps. The stretch bolts, as I say, so they've got to be replaced, can't renew or reuse the old ones. So waiting for them now. That'll hopefully be tomorrow, and then get them on and get this engine back in the car. Dilly dilly. Right, just got the engine all back together. Well, yeah, all the bottom end on, gearbox on. I was a bit time consuming, a bit longer than I thought actually. There's a lot of cleaning surfaces and doing silicone and stuff, so it did take a bit of time. But we're in a position now, she's up in the air, ready to go back in. Right, I'm working single-handed here, so wish me luck. I'm sure I'll get it shoehorned in. Dilly dilly. Right, she's in. Mounted on the right and on the left. Right, just reconnect everything now. Dilly dilly. Right, so everything's back together. Ready for first start. I've topped up the coolant, all the fluids, gearbox oil, engine oil. So yeah, let's see if she starts. Oh, not very good, is it?
No.
Right, back to the drum board. Okay, that is it. she's done. Ran up the temperature, she's purring away nicely there now. All the coolant's bled. No fault codes, no misfire. Yeah, so you appreciate how much work now has to go into these. I mean, 57,000 miles. And you have to do a complete engine strip down. Piston rings, new wet belt, new oil. Good for another 50,000 mile. Not in my ownership. Yeah, do not buy a PureTech 1.2 engine. Dilly dilly. Well, hello. It's a good day. I don't know if I'd mentioned, but the mocker still started to misfire under load, which was concerning. So previously it just misfired on idle, but then changed the piston rings, and that cured the smoking, and also it allowed it to idle, no problem at all. Fast idle, you could just run it for an hour, no bother. Take it for a test drive, misfire. So, without worrying too much, I thought easy things first, and it's a bit of my nemesis as well. Spark plugs. Change the spark plugs. Just put them in today, took it for a test drive, got it up to temperature, didn't miss a beat. That finally concludes the Grandland. Absolutely spot on. What I am going to do is give it a bit of a machine polish, try and get some of the scratches out. You know, it has had a bit of a hard life externally. Yeah, so it'll just make it a bit more presentable. You know, I'll clean up all the plastics and everything. That was a WD-40 where I took a sticker off the back here. Yeah, so happy days. Quick machine polish at the over the weekend, and up for sale. Dilly dilly.